Good afternoon and welcome in to your daily community briefing here live on WBON TV Channel 9. Michael Watkins here with you on this Friday edition to end another week here. We appreciate you joining us on the newscast each and every single weekday here on WBON. In our lead story today, U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, U.S. Senator Rand Paul, and U.S. Congressman Andy Barr announced today the Bluegrass Area Development District, the ADD, will receive a $455,828 competitive federal grant from the Department of Defense Office of Local Defense Community Cooperation to help the local community prepare for the end of the chemical weapons destruction mission at the Bluegrass Army Depot in 2023. The chemical demilitarization mission employs nearly 1,450 highly skilled, highly paid workers at the Bluegrass Army Depot and has contributed more than $1 billion in local payroll since 2006. By preparing for the eventual conclusion of the chemical weapons destruction mission, Bluegrass ADD's resiliency plan will provide crucial support for the housing, retail, and commercial industries which have benefited from the employment and local contracting opportunities created by the site. Leader McConnell, Senator Paul, and Congressman Barr sent letters to the OLDCC advocating for this community's competitive federal grant application. Well, American authorities in Cincinnati have confiscated 1,683 counterfeit COVID-19 vaccine cards and 2,034 fake Pfizer inoculation stickers over the past month, according to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers. Misspellings and, quote, substandard printing on the vaccination cards led officers to discover that they were fake. Authorities say that creating or buying a fake COVID-19 vaccination card is illegal, and the counterfeit cards and stickers were allegedly shipped from China. Well, real communities suffer from a lack of health care providers. Everything from nurses to pharmacists to pediatricians. Thursday, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield announced a new scholarship partnered with Eastern Kentucky University in order to train healthcare workers and keep them in rural areas of Kentucky. With more on this story, here's WBON TV's Marissa Hempel.
The Anthem Rural Medicine Scholarship will provide scholarship funds for several students each year who are enrolled in EKU's Family Nurse Practitioner program, with the understanding that when they complete their studies, they'll work in an underserved community for at least 3 years. This need is especially acute in Eastern Kentucky. According to the Kentucky Center for Statistics, Eastern Kentucky health facilities will need nearly 2,000 nursing jobs by 2024. Anthem estimates that each scholarship awarded will help provide primary health care access for more than 4,000 rural Kentuckians who do not have access to care today. 8 scholarship recipients were awarded Thursday the Anthem Rural Medicine Scholarship. These include Alan Sloas, Haley Bloom, Madison Trent, Alexis McWhorter, Brianna Goebel, Sarah Cornelison, Shane Duvall, and Sarah Darmaji. According to those involved, the need for trained healthcare professionals in rural areas of Kentucky is significant and continues to grow. Therefore, this Anthem Rural Medicine Scholarship is designed to help expand opportunities for these full-time students who are aspiring to serve as primary care providers in the Commonwealth and are enrolled in the EKU Rural Health Family Nurse Practitioner program. Thousands of rural Kentuckians receive care in a less timely fashion than those living in urban areas and also lack access to locally available health care services, as well as face long-distance travel to reach a hospital or to access medical specialty care. And that's why this scholarship is provided, as Anthem and Eastern Kentucky University have partnered to bring more providers to rural areas through educating more next-generation healthcare heroes. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Kentucky serves more than 163,000 Medicaid members across the state, 42% of which live in a rural area. Anthem serves nearly 40,000 Medicaid members in Eastern Kentucky, with roughly 18% of them residing in a rural area as well. For more stories such as these, always stay tuned right here to WBONTV.com. For Channel 9 News, I'm Marissa Hempel.
Thanks, Marissa. Well, there's no doubt farming can be rewarding, but often people forget it's also a dangerous occupation. Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles has proclaimed September the 19th through the 25th as Farm Safety and Health Week in Kentucky to encourage farmers and farm workers to put their health and safety first at all times. According to Quarles, farmers face a number of risks in the course of their work, from machinery accidents, chemical exposure, unruly livestock, grain bin entrapment, severe weather, among several others. Quarles is reminding farmers to keep safety on your mind and reminds drivers to share the road as harvest season approaches. Well, as of 8 a.m. this morning, 165 of Kentucky's 171 public school districts have announced they will require masks after the KBE mask mandate ends. 6 districts have announced that masks will be optional. The KBE mandate will no longer be in effect beginning today. Today, that mandate comes to an end. The 6 counties who have said that the mask will be an option for the children and the kids attending school are Hickman, Clinton, Science Hill School System, Bergen, Mercer, and Gallatin County. All the counties here locally, including the surrounding counties, have all continued to mandate masks in schools. Well, per Berea Municipal Utilities, the boil water advisory for the areas of 100 to 102 Prince Royal Drive, 100 to 128 Morning View Road, all of Ellis Street, Breckwood Drive, and Barronwood Drive has been lifted as of 1:55 p.m. today, Friday, September the 17th. And for more news out of Berea, it's a go for this afternoon, as the start of the Berea Spoonbread Festival is now upon us. According to Chamber President Christy Napier, the event will be carried out in a safe and practical way that will allow patrons to have fun and remain safe. Festivities kicked off right at 3 p.m. today with the carnival available for families. You can watch the full story to get the list of all events through Sunday, up now on the WBON TV social networks. And just after midnight on Friday last week, Powell County deputies responded to Baker Ridge Road in reference to a suspicious vehicle complaint. Upon arrival, 3 males were occupying a U-Haul truck, 2 of which were found to have outstanding bench warrants. The responding deputy was aware of a hit and run that had occurred in Estill County earlier in the week involving a U-Haul and was able to match the numbers, confirming it was the same truck. The truck had been reported and entered as a stolen vehicle as well. 35-year-old Matthew Hager was arrested and lodged on the following charge of receiving stolen property of $10,000 or more. A note from the Clark Regional Medical Center: as of this week, allocations for monoclonal antibody therapies for COVID-19 will be determined by the Department of Health and Human Services, which could cause shortages at hospitals across the country, including the one in Winchester. Monoclonal antibodies are manufactured antibodies similar to those our bodies would make to fight infections. The treatment is often given to patients who face a greater risk from the virus. Prior to Monday, hospitals were able to order directly from suppliers. Allocations for monoclonal antibodies for hospitals moving forward will now be based upon local case counts, hospitalizations, and the utilization of antibodies year to date. The recent change in access to monoclonal antibodies was a surprise to many hospitals, including Clark County Regional Medical Center, said CEO Matt Smith. We are hoping that production will increase soon, but this is out of our control for now. As of today, we are simply out of monoclonal antibodies and will be temporarily closing our infusion clinic until the supply chain improves. And recently, out at the Bluegrass Army Depot, an explosives operator encountered a bobcat at a building where he and his team were preparing and repairing reactive armor tiles. Bailey Canterbury says that he kept hearing wild noises outside while he was working. During a break, he went outside and discovered a bobcat sitting near the building. According to Canterbury, the bobcat kept running into the wall and walking into various objects. I could tell this bobcat was blind or had an issue, says Canterbury. Canterbury and his co-workers were concerned that the bobcat needed medical attention, so they called the installation's Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources representative. The group of co-workers, along with the depot's fish and wildlife rep, used a nearby drum bin and work gloves to catch the impaired bobcat. The bobcat, later named Addison, was diagnosed with a serious eye infection and is on some strong medications now. If she makes a full recovery, she will be released back into the wild and back to her home at the Bluegrass Army Depot. You can follow her recovery and show your support at Wildlife Matters Rehabilitation Haven, Incorporated. It's now time for our first commercial break here on the newscast, folks. Lots of cool stories to get to when we come back, including some things that went down last night here in Richmond. The EKU Students of Nursing had their vaccination conference last night. We'll have the details on that. Plus, the first ever Maroon Mission with Walt Wells, the head coach of EKU football. We'll have a story on that when we come back on the newscast live on WBON TV Channel 9.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
The mission at H2 Health is to create a healthcare environment where their employees and clients love to be. They offer a wide range of services including physical therapy, occupational therapy, a chronic pain program, wellness and fitness programs, dry needling, and more. H2 Health is here to get you back in the game and feeling your best with locations in Richmond, Berea, and more. Visit h2health.com to learn more and get started today at H2 Health.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
You're watching WBON TV Channel 9's live, local, and daily news briefing, brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair, Affordable Heating and Air, Bluegrass Marble and Granite, Davis & Powell Funeral Home, Whitaker Bank. The daily news briefing is also brought to you by these great local sponsors.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy Building on Main Street in Richmond.
You know when you step outside and it feels absolutely perfect? The air's not too warm, not too cool, just perfection? Now imagine if you could have that same feeling inside your home at a price that feels even better. You can, thanks to the folks at Affordable Heating and Air. Call 859-779-0122 now and get the best Lennox home comfort systems at a price you'll love. That's Affordable Heating and Air at 859-779-0122 or online at affordableheating-air.com.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are going to drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's going to put the work in the first place?
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Old West, the way you remember it. Good guys and bad guys.
Come and join us as we watch and talk about the best of the West.
Western movies, TV shows, and more.
Draw Western Theater, Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Here on Richmond's very own Channel 9.
Back here on the newscast, folks, as communities across the nation continue to see the effects of the Delta variant of COVID-19, the EKU nursing program, in partnership with the Madison County Health Department, held a meeting last night to address common concerns of vaccinations as well as provide student perspective when it comes to the side effects of ongoing pandemic. With more on this story, here is WBON TV Channel 9's Gwendolyn Morton, who was in attendance at this event last night.
Senior public health nursing students of Eastern Kentucky University's School of Nursing, in collaboration with the Madison County Health Department and Upward Bound Ministries, provided an education on vaccination to individuals in the community last night at EKU.
Dr. Moore, can you enlighten us on the benefits to receiving the vaccine and why we should encourage people to get vaccinated?
Well, first off, the reason that we should get it is that we are currently, as you all know, in a pandemic that has been very deadly, not only in the United States, but across the world. And when you look at the reasons for getting the vaccine, of course, it helps protect us from severe disease and hospitalization and possibly death. And not only that, one of the main things is you want to be selfless in getting the disease. You're protecting others in your family as well as those who you come in contact with around the community and so forth.
Student life has been greatly impacted, especially in a negative way, since we got sent home. I guess it was our sophomore year. When we returned back in the fall of 2020, there were a lot of things that were different than what we were accustomed to on campus. I felt like when we were on campus, there was always activities going on. COVID really impacted that a lot for students. It's really hard to be involved on campus if there's nothing going on. Also, mental health for students was really, really impacted. I think it was just the fact that we were all online at one point, and when we came back in the fall, still a lot of our classes, and the majority of the classes on campus were still online. So it's really hard for people to get connected with others and figure out who they are and how they fit into our campus.
The 4-member panel, including 2 doctors, a representative from the Madison County Health Department, and one of the members of the nursing program at Eastern Kentucky University, answered questions and educated the public about the vaccination.
So when we look at immunity, there are 2 types of immunity. That is natural and artificial. There's also what we call active immunity and passive immunity. If you get the virus, your body's going to develop natural active immunity. Your body's going to be exposed to the virus and it's going to develop antibodies. Your immune system's going to kick in and you're going to develop antibodies, which I consider your fighting cells, to be able to destroy the virus and then hopefully protect you from becoming infected in the future. A vaccine does the same process of what we call active immunity, but it's artificially, we're exposing you to an element of that virus. We're not giving you coronavirus. So this vaccine is not an inactivated coronavirus. It is a component of it enough to get your body to actively develop those antibodies.
School of Nursing students, along with the Madison County Health Department and Upward Bound Ministries, invites the public to the COVID-19 event that's being held at Eastern Kentucky University's alumni parking lot on Saturdays between 2 and 6 p.m., providing education regarding the global pandemic, up-to-date data, and offering vaccinations. This is a public health event which addresses the current issues and preventative measures of COVID-19. With WBON Channel 9, I'm Gwendolyn Morton.
While Governor Andy Beshear continues to encourage Kentuckians to apply for the remaining $152 million available to Kentuckians for rent and utility assistance, according to the governor, state has paid more than $65 million in rent and utility relief to Kentuckians during the pandemic, including more than $51 million since March to help keep them in their homes and keep their electricity and water on. Kentuckians can apply for and receive funds from the Healthy at Home Eviction Relief Fund until September the 30th of next year or until funds run out. Well, yesterday, during the Maroon Mission kickoff, the voice of the Colonels, Greg Stotelmeyer, sat down with EKU head football coach Walt Wells to promote the upcoming games at EKU. Wells and Stotelmeyer discussed various topics around EKU sports in the full video up on the EKU Colonels Facebook page. In this particular clip, Wells and Stotelmeyer discussed the upcoming game with the Indiana State Sycamores.
We are on the Maroon Mission kickoff with Walt Wells live from Gillum Sports Lounge. We'll be doing this at a different location for every home game, 4 home games in a row. Let's go to the game, right? Because that's the centerpiece of all this, and that's against the Sycamores of Indiana State. They used to be a team that struggled in the Missouri Valley. Then they got really good, and they played Northwestern close. And when I look in a mirror, I see a reflection of Eastern Kentucky, and they'll see a reflection of Indiana State, because both teams have experienced the same thing, an important win to begin the season, and then you leave that Power 5 game you played knowing that it could have been closer, and that wasn't that far apart. Right. And they really shut Northwestern down after the first quarter. They had a punt return that hurt them. They had a muff punt. They struggled to run the ball. Their defense was really solid, so these are 2 very evenly matched teams.
I look at it and I agree with you. I mean, Indiana State, for my days down west of here, when they were in the Gateway Conference with us, it was so easy just to call plays against them. I mean, it really was. And now to see them on tape and see what type of team they are, it's really, a credit to their administration. I'm sure they changed some things in how they were doing them, and to Coach Mallory and how he's doing things there, and the program he's building there. And I agree with you, Greg. I mean, everything's very similar to each other. And so we've got to come out and be on point with everything that we do. I kind of liken them to a Big Ten team. And I said that at our luncheon today. And I kind of liken us to a building SEC team. And so we're going to see, which conference look-alike is going to be better. But they've got solid players. They play hard. They tackle well on defense. Same thing on offense. They block well. They do good things. It's hard. The biggest difference when you go up in Power 5 usually is up front on both sides of the ball. When you're playing Louisville or Northwestern, your offensive and defensive lines usually get a little overmatched. I don't know if either team's defensive line was overmatched the other night. So I think it's going to be a great contest. I think if you want to come out and see 60 minutes of good, solid football, then this is the place to be. I know Kentucky's playing Chattanooga at noon. Well, come watch us, because it's going to be an entertaining, fun game. Both teams are going to play really, really hard. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about coaching against them. I'm excited about playing, our kids playing against them. And I'm excited to see what Richmond's really going to be about on Saturday.
You can join me tomorrow for the EKU Tailgate Show. We'll kick off our coverage at 5:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock tomorrow for the EKU football game versus Indiana State. Folks, it's now time for our second commercial break. We've got some more COVID numbers when we come back for you here live on the newscast on WBON TV, Channel 9.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
The mission at H2 Health is to create a healthcare environment where their employees and clients love to be. They offer a wide range of services including physical therapy, occupational therapy, a chronic pain program, wellness and fitness programs, dry needling, and more. H2 Health is here to get you back in the game and feeling your best with locations in Richmond, Berea, and more. Visit h2health.com to learn more and get started today at H2 Health.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
You're watching WBON TV Channel 9's live, local, and daily news briefing brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair, Affordable Heating and Air, Bluegrass Marble and Granite, Davis & Powell Funeral Home, Whitaker Bank. The daily news briefing is also brought to you by these great local sponsors.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy building on Main Street in Richmond.
You know when you step outside and it feels absolutely perfect? The air's not too warm, not too cool, just perfection? Now imagine if you could have that same feeling inside your home at a price that feels even better. You can, thanks to the folks at Affordable Heating and Air. Call 859-779-0122 now and get the best Lennox home comfort systems at a price you'll love. That's Affordable Heating and Air at 859-779-0122 or online at affordableheating-air.com.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are going to drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's going to put the work in the first place?
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Old West, the way you remember it. Good guys and bad guys.
Come and join us as we watch and talk about the best of the West.
Western movies, TV shows, and more.
Draw Western Theater, Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Here on Richmond's very own Channel 9.
Back here on the newscast, live on WBON TV. Thursday, Governor Andy Beshear reported 4,891 new COVID-19 cases and a statewide positivity rate of 13%. The governor also reported 62 new COVID-19 related deaths on Thursday. As of Thursday, 2,453 are hospitalized for COVID-19 related reasons. 667 are in the ICU and 448 are currently on a ventilator. The number in Madison County today is 135.5. That's an uptick from 128.4 yesterday. Estill County has also jumped up to 109.4 yesterday. Estill County was at 102.3. The overall incidence rate for the state, however, has dropped. Yesterday, the overall incidence rate was 87.11. Today, 84.69. Some of the high numbers in the state include Rockcastle County at 208.8, Whitley County at 204.5. We also see up in northern Kentucky, Harrison County at 117.2. Over in far eastern Kentucky, Martin County at 149.3. Wolfe County at 183.6, and Powell County at 204.6. Other counties that surround us here in Madison, we see Jackson County at 138.3 for their current incidence rate, Garrett County at 127, Jessamine County at 118.3, Fayette County at 71.3, and Clark County at 72.1. The lone standing county, folks, that is still in the orange is Clinton County. They're going the right direction as well. Yesterday, Clinton County came in at 15.4. Today, at 12.6. Folks, we appreciate you being with us here on the newscast. Do want to remind you about some events taking place today, and if you're a Madison Central or Madison Southern football fan, your team will be on the radio tonight. Madison Southern will take on Pulaski County. That game will air live at 7:10. Pre-game coverage kickoff at 7:30 on 106.7 The Pinnacle WLFX. Madison Central will take on Lafayette on the road today as the Indians try to make it 4 straight wins in a row. The Indians game versus Lafayette will air live on 92.5 WEKY. Folks, have a great weekend. Enjoy the Spoonbread Festival, and we'll see you next week on Monday for the Daily Community Briefing, here live on WBON TV Channel 9.